It's a hot Tuesday afternoon as the Sasquatch welcome Bison baseball for the second of three straight games here to kick off this week, and first of 3 out of 5 games that these two teams will match up against each other for the rest of this week. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Black Hills Energy Stadium and inside the press box. I'm Ari Wall. Sasquatch are coming off a dominating victory last night, 23-4 over Bison baseball. The offense picked up from where they left off in the month of June, though a little bit of a slow start against the Hastings Sodbusters, where they struggled a bit offensively. The Sasquatch came back in full force, 23 runs last night, a dominating victory for them to help right the ship after a tough series in Hastings. And they've got a new pitcher on the mound today, Jordan Bowman. Well, not a new pitcher, but a guy we haven't seen start a game in a bit of time. He started the very first game of the season, actually, for the Sasquatch, but only made one other start the rest of the way. But with that doubleheader only 2 days ago, and the Sasquatch a little bit lower on the pitching side of things, they'll turn to Jordan Bowman. And going back to the offense, the Sasquatch, though a limited sample size in the month of June, they're still picking up sort of where they left off. 23 runs will certainly do that for you. And we'll take a look here in our off-the-wall stats about how the Sasquatch matched up in the month of June versus the month of July and how they fared in this short sample size. But you can look at the numbers there. I mean, the batting average is right there, the same number, basically 325 to 324, and runs per game about the same as well, 10.19 in June, 10.2 to begin the month of July. Obviously a slower series in Hastings, but you put up 23 runs, the numbers will even out to where the Sasquatch are hoping they will be for the rest of the month of July. The Sasquatch went 15-6 in the month of June, and hoping they can continue that momentum. In the month of July, they enter tied for second place in the ILB. So when we come back, lineups, first pitch, and baseball. It's the Bison baseball and the Sasquatch. It's the second of 3 games to start off the week, and we'll have all the coverage for you right here on YouTube. Stick around.
And remove your caps, as our national anthem is performed tonight by Taylor Vito and Mia Durdal.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A hot Tuesday afternoon and baseball getting set to go as we've got Bison baseball visiting the Sasquatch for the second of 3 straight games here to begin the season. Bison baseball, similar lineup to yesterday, but a little bit of changes offensively, and we'll take a look at the lineup right now. Ethan Kang back leading things off. Alex Everson batting second once again. Aiden Hall, third base, he'll bat third. Alec Vincent into the lineup. He's catching and batting fourth. Nick Golden is in center field. He bats fifth. Isaiah Brandt sixth. Jackson Takahashi bats seventh. Josh Meyer eighth. And Talon Fields rounds out the order. He is batting ninth. And Sasquatch, like mentioned, they'll be rolling out a new face on the mound, a guy we've seen both in the fields and on the mound, and it is Jordan Bowman who will be getting the start. Take a look at what he's done so far this season as a pitcher. 20 1/3 innings pitched, a 1-1 record. He does have a save as well. 4.87 ERA, 1.77 whip. That's in 20 1/3 innings pitched. So 17 total runs allowed, only 11 of them earned. 17 walks to 13 strikeouts, so about a 7.5 K per 9. And this is just his third start of the season. In his most recent start, which was against the Oahe Zapback on June 21st, he went 6 innings, allowed 7 runs, all of them earned. Gave up 13 hits, 3 strikeouts, and a walk in that outing. And in his last overall outing, he came out of the bullpen against the Plainsmen. That was on June 30th. So like I said, it's been a bit since we've seen him on the mounds. And against the Plainsmen back on the 30th, he pitched 2 innings, didn't allow a run, gave up just 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 3. So the Sasquatch will turn to him today, looking for a strong start. They got a great start yesterday from Luis De Los Santos. We'll see if Bowman can continue it. Ethan Kang in the box on the right side. Bowman's first pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Dustin Calhoun and Jordan Collier are the umpires today for this ILB matchup. First pitch strike from Bowman. Here's the 0-1. This is upstairs. Now 1-1 the count. Ethan Kang getting a second straight start in the leadoff spot. And this is now the 5th game played for the Bison, who entered today 0-4. The Sasquatch 21-13. Sasquatch in a tie for second place in the ILB, along with the Hastings Sodbusters, who are in action once again against the Casper Spuds. Those are the only 2 games going on today in the Independence League. The 1-2 is high. You saw on screen before that pitch Ethan Kang's numbers on the season. This is only the 5th game played for the Bison. He's played in all 4, and in those 4 he is 4 for 12. Small sample size, but a .333 batting average. 2-2, lofted in the air, second base. Ryan Bachman makes the catch. Back into the lineup for out number 1. Let's take a look at the rest of the defense behind Jordan Bowman here today. The outfields Left to right, Patrick Rakes, Ben Green, and Javier Marcial. On the left side of the infields, Danny Cook and Matthew Gonzalez moving over from second to short. Ryan Bachman is back in the lineup at second base, and Chase Scott gets the start at first. And then it is Chance Green who's doing the catching, and he is catching Jordan Bowman. First pitch, chopper to short. Good hop for Gonzalez on his back foot. A good throw over to first, and Scott doesn't have to move. There is the second out. So Gonzalez made himself a little bit of a better overall season after yesterday's game. We'll talk about him in the bottom of the first inning. Take a look at the key to the game for the Sasquatch. The show goes on. 23 runs last night after a little bit of a scuffling offense in the series against the Sodbusters. The show was back on, and now hopefully will continue to go on. And the Sasquatch will look to get their 22nd win of the season today. Line drive into left fields, right at Patrick Rakes, and that's a quick top of the first inning, 3 up, 3 down for Jordan Bowman. He retires the side in order, and the Sasquatch will look to strike first when we come back.
Orthopedics and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
After a 3 up, 3 down, top of the first inning, here come the Sasquatch offense, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup. Matthew Gonzalez is back leading things off. Danny Cook batting second. Patrick Rakes bats third. Ryan Bachman back into the lineup. He's cleaning up at second base. Javier Marcial bats fifth. Ben Green batting sixth. Chase Scott, his second consecutive start today. He's at first base and batting seventh. Brinkley Evans is the DH. He's batting eighth. And Chance Green rounds out the order, and he is batting ninth. Sasquatch will face a new arm on the mound. It'll be Tim Dixon who will get the ball for Bison baseball here today. And he will look to have a better outing than the Bison baseball team received yesterday. Obviously 23 runs for the Sasquatch as a team, not a recipe for success. Tim Dixon so far this year, he has made only one appearance both offensively and on the mound, and it was a start against the Oahe Zap that came on July 5th. He pitched 2 1/3 innings, gave up 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 2 walks, 8 hits, a 27 ERA he'll carry into today's start, and a 4.28 whip. So looking to improve on those numbers today, and he'll go against the tough Sasquatch offense that put up a big 23 yesterday, their second most runs on the season, behind only the 26 runs they scored couple weeks ago. So Dixon from the left side, one of the few lefties we've seen in general really in the ILB, misses up and away on a first pitch to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez, like I mentioned in the top of the first, didn't really get to finish the point on what an impact he made yesterday. He made another good defensive play in the top of the first inning. Made a couple great defensive plays in yesterday's game, but offensively as well. You look at the numbers on the season, he's raised his batting average to .224. He entered yesterday's game 6 for 45, and in yesterday's game he went 5 for 7. Nearly totaled his hit total on the season in just one game played. So he entered yesterday's game batting .143. He raised it 81 points to .224. 5 for 7 night. Last night he also scored 4 runs, batting from the leadoff spot. See Gonzalez and Cook led off first and second in yesterday's game. Today, back 1 and 2 in the order. This is a 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. The count to Gonzalez. Shortstop has been a position that's gave the Sasquatch some troubles defensively as well, and Gonzalez might be the Sasquatch's best defensive infielder, so putting him at shortstop helps you out maybe with some of those defensive struggles they've had. Full count delivery. Fouled away. A theme from yesterday's game was definitely the Sasquatch's ability to spoil a lot of pitches, and really Bison pitching in general struggled with the put-away stuff. They only had 4 strikeouts as a team in yesterday's game. Sasquatch starter Luis De Los Santos had 5 himself in 5 innings. Bison baseball really struggled to put guys away, obviously 23 runs. No struggle there as Gonzalez goes down on strikes. Alex Vincent has trouble handling the ball, and that'll be a strikeout, but a drop third strike that allows Gonzalez to reach to begin the bottom of the first. Saw Alec Vincent behind the plate. We'll take a look at the rest of the Bison baseball defense. The outfield left to right, Brandt, Golden, and Meyer. On the infield, Hall and Field on the left side, third and short. And then on the right side, you got Ethan Kang at second base and Jackson Takahashi over at first. And then Alec Vincent doing the catching with Tim Dixon on the mound. So an early strikeout, but also an early base runner. Drop third strike allowing Gonzalez to reach. First pitch strike to Danny Cook, who's playing third base today. We've seen him at shortstop and at third base here early on in the season. 0-1, grounded, left side, gonna be a tough play. Backhanded by Field, the long throw across the diamond, and that's not gonna be in time. Infield single for Danny Cook. That ball was just hit in the perfect spot. 5-6 hole on the left side of the infield. No chance to get Cook, who's running hard down the line. So Cook aggressive early in the count. He'll reach on a single. 2 aboard with nobody out. And Patrick Rakes coming up. Lefty-lefty matchup for Rakes. We'll look at what he's done this season. This is now his 25th game. 355 batting average for Rakes on the season. Let's go along with a home run, 19 RBIs as well. Looks at ball 1. He's hit safely in 9 of his last 10 games. Over that stretch, he's batting .421. Heating up as of late, raising that batting average up to 355. One of several guys on this team who have a batting average above 300. 1-0's on the corner for a strike. You look at yesterday's game for the Sasquatch, 23 hits, and they only had 1 home run. It was Nolan Ackerman's 2-run shot to left fields. But they loaded the bases almost every inning. I believe it was 6 out of 8 innings that they loaded the bases. They had action every frame, scored in all but 1. His pitches bounced well in front of home plate. Alec Vincent does a good job to stop it. Keeps both runners put. Count is 2-1 here on Rakes, who's getting the start back in left field today. Yesterday, Lane Syme was out in left. Sasquatch pinch hit quite a few guys. A lot of pitchers came to the ball game like we saw in the 26-run game. Rakes hit hard to first. A high hop and fielded well by Takahashi. Knocks it down and then is able to get to the bag to retire Rakes. Scorched that baseball, but it winds up as out number 1. Both runners advance. And now a pair in scoring position for Javier Marcial. Or pardon me, this is Ryan Bachman. Getting ahead of myself. Javier Marcial, 5th hitter in the order. Bachman back in the lineup today, and the numbers tell the story on Ryan Bachman, like we've talked about so many times. Just a consistent force at the leadoff spot. Sometimes batting cleanup. He grounds this ball up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. 1 run will score. Right behind Gonzalez is Danny Cook. He'll score as well. Ryan Bachman needs to see just 1 pitch to drive in a pair. The Sasquatch strike first in the bottom of the first. It is 2-0. Well, this is what Ryan Bachman's been doing all year long. Those are RBIs number 25 and 26 on the season for Bachman. And the Sasquatch do score first, something they've done a lot this season. A pair of runs off the single, and Javier Marcial now does dig in. He goes after the first pitch and hits it well to left field, but well foul. Martial's got a lot of power and got around on a pitch there. Couldn't keep it fair to level out the swing. Sasquatch scoring first. This season, they're 17-4 in games they score first, including last night's game. Looks at that pitch high. Count even on Martial. .237 batting average on the season for Martial. Of course, he didn't have a hit in May. He was 0 for 19 in that month. And then in June, he was 15 for 44. He batted .341. And so far in the month of July, he's 3 for 13. So if he can be the same player he was in the month of June, gives the Sasquatch another dangerous bat in the middle of the order. Alec Vincent will go out and talk things over with Tim Dixon. Bison baseball, like the Plainsmen, a team that only plays in the second half of the season and only plays on road games, located out in Pierre. A couple guys on the team, former Zap players, played with the Zap in the first half of the season before now coming over to play with Bison baseball. Alec Vincent is one of those guys. Doing the catching today and cleaning up. We'll see him lead off the top of the second inning. Breaking ball, a big swing and a miss from Martial. 2 home runs on the team for Martial. The team leaders, Ryan Bachman, Ben Green, and Lane Syme, all have 3. Goes again with the breaking ball and missing high. Just 1 out in the inning, 2 runs in off the RBI single from Ryan Bachman, scoring Matthew Gonzalez and Danny Cook. Full count pitch. Foul away. Ben Green waiting on deck. Dixon's 3-2. This is low. First walk issued by Dixon. It's a walk to Martial. And now first and second with Ben Green coming up. Green absent from the lineup a couple days in a row, but today he is back in the lineup, and what a good sign it is that he is back with the way he's been hitting this season. A bat the Sasquatch love to have in the lineup. We've seen him all over the lineup, really. Leading off, batting second. He's batted 9th. And he takes a first pitch into right field. This ball gets down in front of Meyer. They'll hold Bachman at third, and that will load the bases. As Green, aggressive in the count, goes after the first pitch. Another base hit for the Sasquatch in the inning, and once again, the theme from yesterday's game is carrying over as the Sasquatch will have the bases loaded. And it'll be Chase Scott who gets another opportunity. 7-hole hitter today for the Sasquatch. DH'd in his Sasquatch debut yesterday. Today he's at first. And he looks at ball 1. He went 1 for 7 last night as a DH. The lone hit was a single, also had an RBI and a run scored. And of course, he is also the head coach, or pardon me, he is the son of head coach Justice Scott. 1-0 is cut on and missed. Wasn't expecting to see him really get any playing time with the Sasquatch. He was around the team for a bit, but with the Sasquatch dealing with some illnesses out in Hastings and that carrying over to the first game yesterday, still a bit of a limited roster. Scott getting a chance. He grounds 1 to third. They'll come home and get Bachman for 1. The relay to first, and that is in time. 5-2-3. A double play turned well by Bison baseball, and that will keep the Sasquatch to just 2 runs in the frame. Ryan Bachman brings home a pair with his RBI single, and the Sasquatch score 2 in the first, and they lead it 2-0 as we head to the second.
Spot-on teamwork saves me so much time. I haven't spent a single minute in my back office this week. Teamwork simplifies employee communications, scheduling, tip-outs, and payroll. It even syncs with my POS, so I know my data is accurate. All right, tips are out. In fact, teamwork has saved me so much time, I was able to take today off to film this.
Cut! Now remember, you really hate that back office.
You'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Taking a look here at Jordan Bowman and a little bit of a breakdown of what he can throw. This was from his relief outing against the Fremont Moo a couple weeks ago. Came into the game and shut down the Moo. You can notice the score. These are high-pressure innings, high-pressure situations, but he was able to come through in the clutch. Runner on third, 1 out, and he finishes off the inning with a back-to-back strikeouts, and he was able to deliver a final punch-out to give the Sasquatch the 9-8 win. A huge victory looking back on it with the Sasquatch and Moo fighting for that second spot in the playoffs. And Jordan Bowman was able to do that out of the bullpen and trying to continue that success today on the mound as a starter. Facing now 4-5-6 in the order, Alec Vincent leads things off. Waves through the first pitch, strike one. Vincent is the beer batter here at the ballpark today. This will be his third game played with the Bison. With the Zap, he was 4 for 25 in 8 games played. He batted 160 over there with the Zap. And so far with the Bison, 2 for 5. He's also made 1 appearance as a pitcher. Swings through that pitch. Count is 1-1. Bowman worked a very quick top of the first inning. Pop out, ground out, fly out. Looking for a strikeout here against Vincent to please the fans and get the first out. And he'll get it. Locks up Vincent. There is the strikeout. Alec Vincent goes down on strikes. The first strikeout of the game for Jordan Bowman. And a good start. He's retired the first 4 in a row. 1 away, and Nick Golden, the center fielder, comes up. Talked about the small roster that Bison Baseball has, and as a result, this one's bunted. We'll see if Bowman can make the play. He will not. A bunt single for Nick Golden. He is aboard with 1 away. Bison Baseball with a small roster. You're going to see a lot of guys over these next 4 games, today, tomorrow, and then again on Saturday and Sunday when these teams match up. A lot of guys will be on the mound and in the field. Nick Golden was the starting pitcher yesterday. Today he's in center field batting 5th. So you're going to see that all throughout the series. Guys doing both, position players pitching. Maybe not the same way with scheduled pitchers playing the fields. But guys will have to do a little bit of both. This is grounded to the right side. Their only play is at first. Ryan Bachman throws out Isaiah Brandt. The ground out advances Golden over to second base. And again, 2 quick outs for Jordan Bowman. So it's Jackson Takahashi now who bats. First baseman for Bison Baseball. He's played in 3 games so far. 0 for 6 in those first 3. 3 strikeouts. He's also walked twice. Looks at ball 1. In the other game, he appeared in as a pitcher. Chance Green, the catcher, will return the ball to Bowman and have a couple words just off the mound as well. Two 2-0 on Takahashi. Luis De Los Santos was able to give the Sasquatch 5 innings yesterday, didn't allow a run. The Sasquatch only needed 2 bullpen arms, Andrew Argenziano and J.J. Neal, to finish that ball game. Maybe Bowman can go 5 innings today, save some arms as well. The Sasquatch, like mentioned, they play again tomorrow against Bison Baseball before they have 2 days off to rest up ahead of those 2 weekend games, Saturday and Sunday here at the ballpark. And then they'll hit the road and head to Oahe. 3-0 just off the edge. Pair of base runners here against Bowman. A single from Golden. And now a 2-out walk on 4 pitches for Jackson Takahashi. First and second with 2 men out. And the right fielder, Josh Meyer, comes up. Meyer's played in 2 games so far as a hitter. 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. This is popped up over our heads. Thud. Strike 1 on Meyer. Both base runners able to get a good lead. Nobody holding them on. 0-1. Sails outside. See the full numbers there for Josh Meyer. He also has pitched in 1 game as well as a starter. Could see him on the mound some more in this set. Cuts through that pitch. Yesterday, Bison baseball had to use 5 pitchers last night. And with a roster that can't be much more than 20 guys, see how they navigate today. 1-2 pitch. Runners go. Pitch is high. Green throws down to second base, and the tag is applied. They got him. Nick Golden broke for third right away. Jackson Takahashi was a little bit late to break for second. Alert. Catching by Chance Green. He guns down Takahashi. Helps Jordan Bowman out by catching the runner stealing. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 2nd inning with Sasquatch on top 2-0.
For the newest games is at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. When you're looking for the latest and greatest games, the Lodge is the place for you, as we are constantly updating our gaming floor with new and exciting games. There's always something fresh and fun at the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort, your home for the newest games.
Of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Eight 9-1 for the Sasquatch. Brinkley Evans, Chance Green, and Matthew Gonzalez going up against Tim Dixon for a 2nd inning. Couple catchers at the bottom of the order. Evans getting the start at DH today, and Chance Green saw him catch a runner stealing to finish out the top of the 2nd inning. He'll bat second in the frame. Dixon's first pitch to Evans is skied in the air to left field, playable for Branch. Moving towards the line, he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. This is one of 2 games going on in the ILB. The other game, like it was yesterday, is the Casper Spuds and Hastings Sodbusters in action. Some early offense in that game. That is tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitching matchup, Braden Cork for Hastings and Hamilton Moy on the mound for Casper. 2 good pitchers, but the offense has done their part. 3 runs aside in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll keep you updated with that game as this one progresses. If the Sasquatch win and the Sodbusters lose, Sasquatch will have sole possession of 2nd place in the ILB. Counts 1-0 here on Chance Green. Wave and a miss on that pitch. The numbers for Chance Green on the season. One of 4 catchers on the roster. Him, Evans, Nolan Ackerman, and Jake Dempsey. 196 batting average for Green, but a 367 on base percentage. Looks at strike 2 there. Heading into today, runners were 27 of 33 against him. He had 6 caught stealing, so tack on a 7th one. 7 caught stealings on the season. This one is inside. 2-2 on Green. Over his last 4 games played, he's got 6 RBIs. He has only 10 on the season. And this is now 16 games played. So he's been heating up, at least in terms of RBIs, over his last few games, and he spoils this pitch down the right field line.
Remember to take your foul balls to the concession stand and get a Squatch Buck, brought to you by State Farm Agent Jody Garcia.
Ackerman started yesterday's game behind the plate, and then Jake Dempsey came in as a pinch hitter. He went 3 for 3 as a pinch hitter with a couple RBIs, and so today we'll see the other 2 eligible catchers. And Evans and Green, as Green waves and misses on that pitch. It was dropped behind the plate by Vincent, but Chance Green has given himself up. It's the first strikeout of the game for Tim Dixon, and the second out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and the lineup flips back over to the top with Matthew Gonzalez. Actually, check that. It's not the first strikeout of the game, because Gonzalez struck out in the 1st inning, but he reached on a drop 3rd strike. Still goes down as a strikeout for Tim Dixon, so he's got 2 today.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, number 11, shortstop Matthew Gonzalez.
After that drop 3rd strike, he came around to score on Ryan Bachman's 2-run single. .2-0 curveball drops in there for a strike. Second baseman Kang shading him a little bit towards the center field side. Expecting maybe a ball coming back right up the middle. Trying to go again with the curveball, but he bounced it there. So 3-1 is the count. Danny Cook waiting on deck. Here's a strike. Dixon thought he already had 2 strikes on him, was walking off the mound. Instead, it's a full count. See if Tim Dixon can get his first 1-2-3 frame. His full count pitch. Lofted in the air, left center field. Long run for Golden towards the gap. He'll give way to Branch. And it's Isaiah Brandt from left field who makes the catch to end the frame. It is a 1-2-3 inning for Tim Dixon. Sasquatch go down in order, and after 2 innings of play, they lead it 2-0.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
So it's Josh Meyer who leads things off here in the top of the third inning. Foul tips this pitch back to the screen. Meyer was at the plate to end the top of the second inning when Jackson Takahashi was thrown out trying to steal second base. So his at-bat reset back to a 0-0 count, and he'll get another chance against Bowman. Swings through that pitch, 0-2. It's 8-9-1 in the order. Meyer, Field, and then Ethan Kang back at the top. Jordan Bowman needed just 21 pitches to work through 2 innings. He's ahead here, 0-2. And he needs just 3 pitches to strike out Josh Meyer to begin the third. Overpowered him with a fastball there. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Jordan Bowman. The last man to face Bowman for a first time is Talon Field, the 9-hole hitter. Fastball's in there for a strike. His pitch is bounced right back to Bowman. He knocks it down with the glove. Underhand toss to first. Ground out back to the pitcher. That is the second out. 5 pitches, 2 outs. In the top of the third inning, and now 1 full time through the order. Jordan Bowman, 2 2/3 innings pitched. 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And needing just 26 pitches to do it. Back to Ethan Kang, who popped out to second base to begin the ball game. Hits one in the air, high and deep to left field, but headed towards the line and foul. Ball traveled maybe 325 or so feet to left fields, but he was well out in front of it. Misses with that pitch. It was nothing but strikes in the inning before that. 3 strikes to Meyer, 2 to Fields. Got ahead of Kang 0-1, but now pitch outside to even the count. Bowman will look for his second 1-2-3 inning. He set down the Bison baseball in order in the top of the first inning. 1-2-3. Now trying to do it again in the third. Counts 1-2 here on Kang. It's inside. 2-2, maybe the liveliest fastball we've seen from Bowman. That ball seemed to jump out of his hands a little bit faster. Left fields, going back on it is Gonzalez, and it's Patrick Rakes who comes in with a slide and grab to make the catch and end the inning. Nice defensive play out from left fields. Patrick Rakes retires Ethan Kang. It is a 1-2-3, top of the third inning. Sasquatch bats coming back up, leading by 2.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
To Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
2-3-4 for the Sasquatch. Danny Cook, Patrick Rakes, and Ryan Bachman. Nice defensive play in the top of the inning by Patrick Rakes. He'll come up to bat. Second in the frame. Danny Cook jumps on the first pitch again and pops it up along the right side, and this is into the glove of Takahashi in foul territory. So Cook's only seen 2 pitches today. Aggressive early in the count, and he pops out for the first out of the inning. And the bat finds you after you make a good play in the field. Patrick Rakes comes back up to bat, grounded out to first base in the first inning, but he hit a rocket over there at Takahashi that was fielded. Rakes goes after the first pitch as well and bloops one into shallow center field, and this one is down past a leaping Talon Field over at short. So Patrick Rakes doesn't hit that one as hard, but he does get a base hit out of it. So the odds even out for Patrick Rakes, a 1-out single. Speaking of odds, I guess that's a good segue. It's casino night here at the ballpark. We don't have really any of that theme trickling into our broadcast necessarily, but we've got some theme games here at the ballpark and some themes for the fans celebrating casinos. I guess Bet Lodge Sportsbook is sponsoring today's game. Pitch on the corner to Ryan Bachman, strike 1. Bachman also was aggressive in his first at-bat. He jumped on the first pitch and hit a ground ball up the middle that brought home Gonzalez and Cook. That's the only damage done by either team to this point. Got to look at the numbers for him on the season as well. .383 batting average. 3 home runs is tied for most on the team. First on the team in batting average, runs, quality at-bats, hard hit balls, plethora of categories. This is grounded to short. It's bobbled by field. That won't have a play at second. The throw to first is high and not in time. That'll be an error on Talon Fields, allowing Ryan Bachman to reach. It's probably going to be tough to turn 2 either way. The ball was hit relatively hard, but still Bachman not slow, and so would have been tough to turn 2, but certainly there should have been 1. So an error at shortstop gives the Sasquatch 2 on with 1 out, and Javier Marcial at the dish. Marcial watches the first pitch drop in the dirt. A walk from Marcial in his first trip to the plate. He entered today with a .348 batting average, so even despite the, or pardon me, a .348 on-base percentage, so even despite the .237 batting average entering today, he on base is good. Sees pitches, draws walks, and also drives in runs when he needs to. 16 RBIs in 23 games played entering today. .2-0. This is inside 3-0. Ben Green on deck. It's the Sasquatch threatening to load the bases for a second time today, and for an 8th time in the series, they'll do just that. A walk to Marcial, his second of the game, will load them up. Ryan Bachman, or pardon me, Patrick Rakes is at third. Ryan Bachman will be at second base, and Javier Marcial at first, with Ben Green coming up. In Green, we mentioned the 3 home runs by Ryan Bachman. He is one of the 3 players that has 3 on the season. It's him, Syme, and Bachman, all with 3 on the year. Might not expect it from a guy 5'9", 180. But Ben Green is able to hit the ball hard. Doesn't have a home run swing per se like you might see from a guy like Kyle Finn or even Jordan Bowman for that fact. Starting pitcher today for the Sasquatch. But when Green barrels one up, it goes a long way. Part of the reason he's batting .378 on the season entering today, went up with a single in the first, raising that even further. He's also been even better with batting average in runners in scoring position. He's batting .385. When he's got a couple guys on, fouls this ball back to the screen. He's really a 4 or 5 tool player, however you want to look at it. At a high batting average, he plays good defense, 3 home runs, and he's also got the team lead in stolen bases with 6. He's got a good eye as well as he watches this pitch go outside. Entered today with a .500 on base percentage. 1-2 misses outside, now an even count. He had a 16-game hitting streak that he carried into June 29th that finally came to an end, but he has reached base safely in all 21 games he's played this season. With a hit today, he's now reached base in all 22 games played. And after being behind 0-2, he's worked it full. Nowhere to put him. The bases loaded and one out, and Chase Scott on deck, who already batted with the bases loaded in his first at-bat. Might get another shot here. Dixon has to find the zone. The full count pitch, he doesn't find the zone. He walks Ben Green. Back-to-back walks issued. It'll walk in Patrick Rakes from third base. An RBI for Ben Green, and the bases remain loaded for the first baseman, Chase Scott. Well, Scott batted with the bases loaded and one out in the first inning and grounded into a double play. 5-2-3, third base to catcher to first. This time he hits one to second base. This might be two once again. They'll go to second, get one, they'll throw to first, and they've turned two on Chase Scott once again. So the Sasquatch load the bases. They do bring home a run thanks to the RBI walk by Ben Green, but they'll only get one as another double play ends the frame. We've played three, and the Sasquatch lead at 3-0.
I want to shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
First pitch misses outside from Jordan Bowman to begin the fourth inning. Bowman threw 31 pitches, 20 of them strikes. Just one walk and one hit issued. 2 strikeouts through 3 innings, and he's facing now 2-3-4 in the order. DH Alex Everson, followed by Aiden Hall and Alec Vincent. High in the air to left field, playable for Patrick Rakes, drifting over a couple steps, he'll put it away. One away to begin the fourth. Going back to the Sasquatch offense in the bottom of the third inning. Bases loaded and ending the inning with a double play. Scott's grounded into 2 double plays today, and the Sasquatch have left 4 guys on base through 3 innings, but they do lead at 3-0, so already a couple runs on the board, and with the way Jordan Bowman is pitching, 3 might be about all you need. Bowman has been cruising through 3 1/3. Drops in a strike to the third baseman, Aiden Hall. Hall pops this one up, first base side. This will go out of play and into the stands. Bounces onto the concourse and right into the hands of a kid. Nothing better than coming to the ballpark and catching a foul ball. Bowman's ahead of Hall here, 0-2, looking for that third punch out. And he gets it. Fastball is swung on and missed. 2 up and 2 down for Jordan Bowman. He's retired the last 5 in a row. After a 1-2-3 third inning, 2 up and 2 down in the fourth, and Alec Vincent, the catcher, comes back up. Vincent was one of the first, or was the first strikeout victim against Jordan Bowman today. 3 strikeouts now on the day. Struck out looking in the second inning. Looks at a fastball off the edge for ball 1. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with Jordan Bowman now. Deep into this game he could pitch, but he's on a decent amount of rest on the pitching side of things, and with a good pitch count, we could see him through 5 innings and maybe even into the 6th inning. We have not seen a Sasquatch pitcher pitch into the 7th inning in a start. Have seen a couple 6-inning outings, but none into the 7th. Maybe Jordan Bowman is the first. First, he's got to get through this 4th. On a 2-1 pitch, it looks like he will. It's popped up onto the infield. Matthew Gonzalez towards the mound makes the catch. 6 in a row retired by Jordan Bowman. It's a second straight 3 up, 3 down inning. And as we head to the bottom of the 4th, the Sasquatch are in the lead, 3-0.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
So we get set for the bottom of the 4th inning. Brinkley Evans will lead off for the Sasquatch. It's 8-9-1 in the order. Evans, Green, Gonzalez. Tim Dixon is still out there for Bison baseball. No action in the bullpen. Expect to see him for the rest of this frame. Drops in a first pitch strike to Brinkley Evans. Evans had a tough start to the season. He was hitless in his first 10 at-bats, but since that point, he is 10 for his last 26. Make it 11 for his last 27. Or I guess 11 for his last 28 as he grounded out in his first at-bat, but he'll hustle into second base with a leadoff double to begin the 4th inning. So Evans raising his batting average with a base hit here in the 4th. So Sasquatch get a leadoff runner on, and the 9-hole hitter Chance Green. Tim Dixon has just motioned, I believe, to the bench. Hopefully he's all right. He's motioning with the arm. Looks like he might have been stretching out his leg there as well. Walking gingerly over towards the line. This might be an abrupt ending to the game for Tim Dixon. Nope, he'll get some water on the mound. To go back to Brinkley Evans, entering today, he was 10 for 36 on the season, a .278 batting average. Hitless in his first 10 at-bats, but after that, He's now 11 for his last 28, and over his last 5 games, he's now 8 for his last 18, which is a batting average over 400. Yeah, it looks like right now trying to work on a cramp for Tim Dixon, giving him some water. He's stretching out that right knee area, maybe a calf, maybe a quad, trying to work through that on the mound. As I mentioned, there was nobody throwing in the bullpen, still nobody getting loose. Dixon is, after a conversation and a drink of water, continuing to stretch out. It does look like it's a quad that he's continuing to grab at, that right quad of Tim Dixon. Going to stay in the game for now. Take a couple warm-up throws. Him and Alec Vincent. One, he nods his head. Looks like he's feeling all right. And he's going to be set to go. So leadoff double for Brinkley Evans here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 3-0 Sasquatch lead. And Dixon against Chance Green, his first pitch. In their first strike on Green. Sasquatch with 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors committed. Bison, no runs on 1 hit and 1 error. Again, the curveball, this time missing high. Saw the numbers for Green, and batting average just under 200 entering today. A chance to raise it above that 200 mark with a couple hits. He was struck out in the second. He's behind here 1-2. An update out in Hastings. Mentioned it was 3-3 last we checked in. It's now the end of 5, and the Sodbusters are still in the lead 5-4. Another close battle between those two teams. Those are games the Sodbusters are really hoping to win and steal against the Spuds, who've won 19 in a row. At's in there for a strike. Chance Green struck out swing his first time. This time he goes down looking. Pair of strikeouts on the day for Green. 1 away in the 4th inning. Evans will stay at second base, and the lineup goes back to the top for Matthew Gonzalez. To finish the point there on the Sodbusters, you look at the Sasquatch and their schedule, what they've got coming up. Pretty favorable schedule, all things considered. They've got the Bison baseball for today and then 3 more games. As Gonzalez rips one up the middle. That's a base hit. Evans heading over to third. He'll stop there. Throw from center field by Golden comes all the way in. There's nobody covering second base. Gonzalez will advance on the throw. Mistake by the Bison there as they forgot to cover second base. A single and an advancement on the throw allows the Sasquatch to have 2 in scoring position for Danny Cook. But to go back to the schedule, they've got the Bison baseball for 3 more games. Then they have the Oahe Zap for 4 on the road and then 1 back at home. And look at that stretch for the Sasquatch. Those are games you expect them to be winning realistically every day. Zap at the bottom of the standings. Bison baseball still looking for their first win. First pitch to Danny Cook with the infield in. It's lofted in the air to right fields. Shallow. Myers coming in. Evans will bluff the tag. A strong throw from right fields will hold Evans at third. 2 away. And on the other side of things, you look at what the Sodbusters have, and even what the Fremont Moo have. Sodbusters are playing the Casper Spuds today, the second of that long stretch of games. Tough matchup with the Spuds 29-4, undefeated in the second half, and they've won 19 games in a row. And then there will be a big series between the Moo and the Sodbusters coming up. Both of those teams will desperately need wins in that head-to-head matchup, while the Sasquatch kind of just hope that both teams beat up on each other and give them a chance to sneak past and end the season second place in the ILB, which give them a spot in the championship against the Casper Spuds. Bounced in the dirt against Patrick Rakes. Rakes ahead in the count here, 2-0. So Evans doubled to begin the inning. Green struck out looking. Gonzalez a single and Danny Cook a flyout. 2-1 on Rakes. Rakes is 1 for 2 today. A hard ground ball to first base and a less hard single into center field. 1 for 2 day either way. He's also scored a run. Bounced in the dirt. This gets away from Vincent. Both runners will advance. Brinkley Evans comes in to score on the wild pitch. And the Sasquatch don't leave them stranded without at least bringing home a run. They do score on the wild pitch. Another run on the board and a 4-0 Sasquatch lead as Gonzalez advances over to third base. 3-1 on Rakes. Ryan Bachman on deck. Ripped through the right side and a base hit. Another hard hit ball off the bat of Patrick Riggs. It's an RBI single. Gonzalez scores, and it's a 5-0 Sasquatch lead. Second hit of the day for Patrick Riggs. A couple more runs in the inning for the Sasquatch. And Ryan Bachman takes strike one. Bachman's reached both of his first 2 trips. 2-run single in the first inning, and he reached on an error in the third inning. He's hit safely now in 24 of 28 games played this season. He's reached base safely in all 28, and he's on an 18-game hitting streak with today included. His pitch hits him on the front leg. He throws the bat away. And the hit by pitch has put 2 on with 2 out for Javier Marcial. A righty is throwing in the bullpen now for Bison baseball. Marcial would like to get in on the action with a swing. He's walked both of his first 2 times. Hasn't gotten much to hit. That pitch sails outside. That's the 71st pitch of the game for Dixon. Maybe losing command of the zone a little bit here as he misses again badly this time. 2-0 on Marcial. 2 on, 2 out, 2 runs in the inning. And a 5-0 Sasquatch lead, bottom 4. 3-0. With Ben Green on deck. A walk here could be the end of the day for Tim Dixon. See if Marcial has a green light on 3-0. He does. He waves and misses for strike 1. Marcial got an opportunity last night in the 8th inning as a pinch hitter. With the bases loaded, trying to hit a grand slam. He ended up walking. Popped up on the infield. It's the second baseman, Kang, who's charging in on it to make the catch. Sasquatch bring home 2 runs. They also leave 2 runners stranded, and they'll carry a 5-0 lead through 4.
My favorite thing about Macero's, it's the staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road.
First pitch ball to Nick Golden. It's Golden, Brandt, and Takahashi here in the 5th inning against Jordan Bowman. In the air, right field's Javier Marcial drifting over to make the catch. First out here in the 5th inning as Jordan Bowman has found cruise control. He's retired the last 7 in a row. And through 4 1/3 innings pitched, he's only needed 43 pitches to do it. Isaiah Branch 0 for 1 today with a ground out to second base. The only hit of the ball game to this point for Bison baseball was Nick Golden's bunt single. Other than that, Jordan Bowman has been essentially flawless. He walked Jackson Takahashi, and that was the last base runner to reach against Jordan Bowman, and he's due up 3rd in the inning. So if another 1-2-3 inning from Bowman, he'd retire 9 in a row. He's quickly ahead of Branch here, 0-2. Only 3 strikeouts on the day for Bowman as he's just been pounding the zone. Over half of his pitches for strikes. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Jordan Bowman mowing down the Bison order right now. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th inning. Strikeout number 4 on the day. Here is Jackson Takahashi.
Now batting for the Bison Baseball Club would be number 22, Jackson Takahashi.
Takahashi fouls the first pitch off. He was thrown out stealing in the 2nd inning with 1st and 2nd and 2 outs. Nick Golden and Takahashi both tried a double steal, and Chance Green was able to get Takahashi, the trailing runner, at second base. And that ended the frame, and that's when Jordan Bowman found it on the mound. Here's his 1-1. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Sasquatch were looking for a long outing from a starting pitcher today with the bullpen not at full strength. And Jordan Bowman looks like he may be able to give head coach Justice Scott, not only his head coach here with the Sasquatch, but also his head coach out at Cerro Coso, exactly what he's looking for. Trying to finish off a 5th shutout frame. The 3-1 pitch just off the edge, and so Jackson Takahashi, for a 2nd time today, has reached on a free pass that breaks up the string of 8 in a row. 2-out base runner, courtesy of the walk, gives Josh Meyer an opportunity. Meyer struck out swinging in the 3rd inning, and is only at bat to this point. Off-speed pitch, cut on and missed from Meyer. The bottom part of the order, Meyer in the 8th spot. 9th spot, Talon Fields, open for a chance. Small lead at first, 0-1. This is inside. Chase the high fastball there, 1-2. We showed you with the game out of the bullpen in Fremont where he was elevating the fastball, using the off-speed pitch to get swings and misses, but the elevated fastball is a tough pitch to hit out of the hands of Jordan Bowman. Gets a swing and miss there. Tried to go back to the fastball, and Meyer is late on it to foul it off.
Remember to take your foul ball to the concession stand and get a squash puck. Brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
See if he goes back with the high fastball after the adjustment made by Meyer. Goes with a breaking ball, and he paints the outside corner. Meyer is down on strikes for a 2nd time today. Make it 5 strikeouts through 5 scoreless innings for Jordan Bowman. Bison get a base runner, but they'll leave him stranded. We head to the bottom of the 5th with the Sasquatch on top 5-0.
Shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
6, 7, 8 in the Sasquatch order. Ben Green will lead things off. Waves and misses on that first pitch, strike one. Green, Scott, and Evans going up against Tim Dixon, who's still out there. Nice backhanded play at second base by Kang. The throw to first is dug out over there at first by Takahashi. Good play on both ends, second base and at first. And there is the first out of the bottom of the fifth. Chase Scott looks at strike one, even though it was dropped behind the plate by Alec Vincent. Bit surprised to see Dixon still out there. He was dealing with a cramp in the last half inning and lost a bit of the strike zone, but with a small roster, maybe trying to get the most out of Dixon. He says he's feeling good in the dugout, perhaps, and head coach trusting him and rolling him out there as he's going to throw his 80th pitch here. 79 to this point, 45 of them for strikes. Across 4 1/3 innings pitched. Scott fouls this pitch off. Dixon so far, he's allowed 7 hits. He's also walked 3, and those 5 runs, 4 of them are earned. 3 strikeouts to this point as well. Scott 0 for 2 with a pair of double plays. Flies it in the air to right field. This is towards the line. Meyer now in foul territory on the grass and in the dirt. Makes the catch right up against the fence along the right side. Scott flies out for out number 2. Dixon has only worked 1 1-2-3 inning, and that was in the second inning. He retired 8-9-1 in order. So trying to deliver his second 1-2-3 inning, Brinkley Evans looks at ball 1. Evans flew out in the second inning, and then he doubled in the fourth. We talked about last time he was up. A tough start to the season, but the great stretch that he's been on at the plate as of late. His batting average sitting at triple zeros for a little bit of time, but with a couple hits over his last couple games, maybe after today he'll be batting over 300, which would be a stark contrast from the way things started. Similarly to Javier Marcial in that sense, where it looked bleak at the beginning of things, but one great stretch at the plate could turn your whole season around. Evans is ahead here 2-1. He's the starting DH today. Half a day off his feet behind the plate. Watches a 2-1 pitch just high. 3 balls and a strike. Chance Green, who is the catcher today, waiting on deck. 3-1. Ground ball to third. Hall over to first across the diamond in time. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the fifth. Sasquatch go down quietly, and through 5 innings of play, it's the Sasquatch who lead this one 5-0. Jordan Bowman looking for another shutdown frame when we come back. What a day it has been for Jordan Bowman on the mound. 5 scoreless innings, needing just 56 pitches to set down 15 Bison baseball hitters. And it's going to be 16 after the first pitch into center field is caught by Ben Green. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Jordan Bowman continuing to dominate on the hill through 5 1/3. Just the 1 hit, the bunt single by Nick Golden in the 2nd inning. He's walked 2 batters, struck out 5. And the Sasquatch in a commanding 5-0 lead, thanks to his dominant work on the hill. Mentioned no Sasquatch pitcher has worked into the 7th inning. No Sasquatch starter, I should say, has worked past 6 and into the 7th. But Jordan Bowman may be the first to do that, as his pitch count sitting in great shape through 5 1/3, yet to throw his 60th pitch. It'll come later this inning. 1-1. This is down low. And also with Jordan Bowman, not sure how many starts he's going to get the rest of the way. Sasquatch have lost a couple arms that were in their starting rotation early on in the season. And so guys like Nathan Harb, Luis De Los Santos, and Jordan Bowman have come in to help support Kay Bleeker and Russell Peterson to form what seems to be the probable 5-man rotation that the Sasquatch will use down the stretch. This pitch is foul tipped to stay alive by Ethan Kang. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chance Green will walk that ball off and hand it over to Jordan Bowman himself, talk things over. But with Jordan Bowman, obviously the way he's pitching today, there's no reason to take him out of starting pitching spot. But also, if you are going to give him a little bit longer rest on days when he's not going to be starting, maybe not work as a 5-man rotation, more as a 6-man rotation, find somebody else to take spots ahead of Jordan Bowman. Gives him opportunities to do what he's done at the plate, which is bat over 300. 2-2. Off-speed pitch, again fouled off by Ethan Kang. Kang a pop out and a fly out today. Out of the leadoff spot, the 2nd straight day in the leadoff spot in this series. Yesterday's game, he started at 2nd base, then moved over to 3rd on the back end of the game. Was hitless yesterday. In the air, left field should be playable for Rakes. A couple steps to his left, he makes the catch in the gap. Pair of flyouts to begin the 6th. So you look at the day for Jordan Bowman. He's retired the side in order in 3 of the first 5 innings. He did it in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th. And if he does it again here in the 6th inning, 4 out of 6 frames, he could set down Bison baseball. Facing the minimum, he's pumped in strike 1 there on Alex Everson, who is grounded out and flown out today. Just misses there. Looks like Nolan Walfelt has begun throwing in the Sasquatch bullpen. So the day could be done after this inning for Jordan Bowman. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Alex Everson. This will be the 67th pitch of the ballgame from Jordan Bowman. And it's foul tipped into the midge. 6 strikeouts through 6 shutout innings. If that's it for Jordan Bowman, what a day it was. Shutting down the Bison through 6 scoreless frames, giving up just 1 hit in the process. And the Sasquatch will take a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th.
Sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
See, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Chance Green to lead things off. He takes ball 1 from Tim Dixon, who's still out there on the mound. It'll be 9-1 and 2 in the Sasquatch order. Green, Gonzalez, and Cook going up against Dixon, who's out there for a 6th frame. Green ropes one into left field. This gets down just in front of Isaiah Brand. It gets past him as well. Green racing for second base. The throw's offline, and Green will cruise into second base. Tough play out there in left field for Isaiah Brand. He was caught in no man's land, really. He wanted to charge that ball and play it on a fly and maybe come up with the catch, but at the same time, if that ball gets past him cleanly, goes all the way to the wall, and Green probably ends up at third base. He knocks the ball down, and Green ends up at second instead. So Green, who was 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts before that point, begins the bottom of the inning with a single and an error in left fields on Brandt that allows him to get to second base. Gonzalez at the dish, up for a 4th time. Leadoff hitter and a 1-0 count. Ground ball to short, hit in front of Green, so he can't move up. Throw from short is in the dirt, and it'll get past Takahashi. Bad throw at shortstop by Talon Fields. Gonzalez will reach on the error and go to second. So 2 errors already in the inning. E6. Talon Fields on the bad throw. And the Sasquatch will now have second and third with nobody out. And Danny Cook coming up. Bison baseball had an arm loosening the inning prior, but nobody up to start this half inning, despite Dixon being at 90 pitches. Bison baseball bring the infield in on a first pitch in the dirt to Danny Cook. Pitch count limit is 110 here in the ILB. You cannot start a new batter once you've eclipsed 110 pitches. If you are facing a batter before that 110 mark and you go over it in the same at-bat, you can finish that batter. Something the Sasquatch haven't dealt with as this pitch goes back to the screen. Both runners will stay put. Head coach Justice Scott has not let his guys really throw much more than 80 pitches this season. I think a couple times some guys have gone over the 80 mark. I think Cade Bleeker's done it once before. Maybe Colin Anderson did it as well. Jordan Bowman is well in front of that 80 mark. But with Nolan Walfelt loosening, that could be the end of the line through 6 innings. You'd imagine it probably is if the Sasquatch sort of break this game open with a couple runs here in the 5th inning, or pardon me, the 6th inning. Leading by 5-0 is a comfortable lead, but not out of the realm of possibility for a team to come back. Danny Cook looks at a 3-0 strike. Ground ball is short with the infield in. Fields will make the play and throw to first. Cook is retired. Ball hit way too hard for anyone to even think about coming home. So the ground out is the first out of the inning. Both runners staying put at second and third. And now it'll be Patrick Rakes, who's hit the ball hard pretty much all 3 times. His ground ball was hit hard. His single in the 3rd was hit relatively hard. And his single in the 4th inning was probably the hardest hit ball he's hit today in 3 trips. 2 for 3 day, a run scored and an RBI. And with a couple runners in scoring position, the infield still in for Bison baseball. This is another hard hit ball into right center field and in the gap. Green scores easily. Gonzalez is right behind him. Patrick Rakes has 3 RBIs on the day. A 2-run single extends the lead here in the 6th inning. It is now 7-0 Sasquatch in front. Gonzalez comes in to score his 3rd run of the game. And for Matthew Gonzalez, he's now scored 7 runs in his last 2 games. Bachman, this one gets through the left side and into left fields. A base hit for Ryan Bachman. Continues this strong 6th inning for the Sasquatch. He's aboard for a 4th time in 4 trips. Patrick Rakes goes over to second base. And the Sasquatch now have first and second with still just 1 man out. And Javier Marcial will get an opportunity. Marcial, a couple walks and a pop out today. Waiting for his bat to heat back up like it was in June. A little bit quieter to begin the month of July. He's just 3 for 14 now to begin July. After batting over 300 in June. Chops this one left side, right over top the bag. It's just foul. Aiden Hall would have definitely been able to have 1 out there at third base. Step on the bag to get Patrick Rakes, but instead the ball bounces just foul in front of the bag. Gives Marcial a second life here. Ben Green will give him back his bat. So the only out in this inning was a very hard hit ball off the bat of Danny Cook right at the shortstop Talon Fields. A lot of hard contact in the frame. Chance Green single to left fields. Gonzalez's ground ball to shortstop. Patrick Rakes and Ryan Bachman both with singles. And the 1-1 is bounced in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Dixon above 100 pitches now. That was pitch 101 on the day. So this will either be his last batter or he'll quickly run out of eligible pitches today. 2-1. This is low. 3-1. No chance to risk, or no reason to risk moving up. With a 3-ball count, Marcial will hopefully get something good to see. He's already walked twice today, and I'm sure he'd love to get something to swing at. The way he swings the bat. Sometimes swings almost out of his shoes on pitches like these. 3-1. Instead, he looks at a pitch just at the top of the zone. Full count. Patrick Rakes at second base. Ryan Bachman at first. Sasquatch extended in the lead with 2 runs already in the frame. 7 runs in the ball game. And the 3-2 is grounded to the left side. Hall will go to second. They do get 1. As the throw pulled Kang off the bag, he tagged the base with his glove to get Ryan Bachman. Marcial reaches on the fielder's choice. He's aboard at first. Patrick Rakes moves over to third, and 2 outs in the inning. And a lefty-on-lefty matchup coming up for Ben Green.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, center fielder, number 5, Benjamin Green.
The infield now goes back with 2 outs. Curveball misses high. Green a single, an RBI walk with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning, and a ground out on his day so far. 1-for-2 with an RBI. 1-0, he checks his swing on a pitch up and in. Green entering today, he was batting .378 on the season and .385 with runners in scoring position. He's ahead in the count 3-0. With Chase Scott waiting on deck, who's already been up with the bases loaded twice today. Walk for Ben Green would give Scott a chance to make up for some of his tough at-bats with the bases loaded earlier today. Instead, Green will hit one in the outer right field, and that ball is going to get down and over the head of Golden in right center. Green racing over past second base. He's going to stop at second. Javier Marcial will score all the way from first, as did Patrick Rakes. A 2-run double off the bat of Ben Green has given the Sasquatch a 9-0 lead. with a 3-ball count, Ben Green, you gotta figure he was gonna get something he could hit, and he did. Took advantage of it, hit it out to right center field. And another couple RBIs on what's been a spectacular summer for Ben Green. Comes through with an extra base hit. Sasquatch with 9 in the game. His pitch is behind Scott. Wild pitch will advance Ben Green over to third base. And with that, this will be the final batter that Dixon will face, as that was his 109th pitch of the game. So even if Scott reaches and this inning continues, he will not be able to continue. And not only will that be the last batter he faces, that'll be the last pitch he throws, as the day is done. For starter Tim Dixon, he'll get a fist bump on the mound. He gives the Bison baseball team, works into the the 6th inning. He goes 5 2/3. And with a 1-0 count, they might leave him in here. Looks like they will leave him in. I thought for a second they were going to take him out. We saw Bison baseball already in yesterday's game on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs in the inning go to the bullpen. So I figured maybe on a 1-0 pitch and with the 110th pitch looming, the day would be done for Dixon, but it will not be. So that won't be the last pitch he throws, but regardless, this will be the last batter he faces. Maybe that's what that mound visit was about. Counts 2-0 here on Scott. So Scott, a couple double plays. Both came with the bases loaded, and he also flew out to right. Waves and misses there. 2-1. Ben Green over at third. Sasquatch trying to get into double figures. This is high. 3-1 on Scott. If he walks him, that will be the end of the day. 3 balls and a strike. Scott into left field. This ball is going to get down and to the wall in left field. Green will score. Scott digging for second. He's in there standing up. RBI double for Chase Scott. Sasquatch are into double figures once again. A 10-0 ball game thanks to an RBI double for Chase Scott. First extra base hit of the summer for him. And now the day will in fact be done for the starting pitcher, Tim Dixon. Bison baseball going to the bullpen with the Sasquatch leading it 10-0.
Orthopedics and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be, on the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever, getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
So they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
So the day is done for Tim Dixon. He will depart after 5 2/3 innings, throwing 113 pitches. Officially 10 runs given up, though the 11th one possible with his runner on second base, his responsibility, but only 5 of them will be earned regardless, even if that run comes into score, with a couple errors in this frame. And the bullpen open for Bison baseball. Mason Daniels comes in. He's only pitched in 1 game so far, and he did not record an out. He gave up 6 runs, all of them earned, walked 4, and gave up 2 hits. So an infinite ERA and an infinite whip for Mason Daniels. As soon as he records an out, that will go down to at least a tangible number. Played in yesterday's game as a hitter. Today he'll get an opportunity once again out of the bullpen. Counts 2-0. Check that 1-1. Brinkley Evans at the plate. He's the 9th man to come to the box in this frame for the Sasquatch. They've scored 5 in the inning. To get back into double figures, they've scored 10 runs. Once again, this is the 14th time this season they've hit double figures, and they are 11-2 heading into today in games where they've scored 10 or more runs, trying to make it 12-2. With a win today, they need 9 more outs defensively. Brinkley Evans fouls this pitch off. Head coach Justice Scott will have a decision on his hands whether to keep Jordan Bowman in the ballgame. He's rested quite a long time in the dugout after 6 innings of brilliant pitching on the mound. See if he does in fact come out for the 7th inning. First, Daniels has to get through Evans. His 2-2 pitch is bounced in the dirt. Full count. Chase Scott is over at second base. The last man to hit off of Tim Dixon, and it was an RBI double to left fields. On the 113th pitch of the game for Dixon. Almost able to get through 6 innings. Pitch is bounced in the dirt. Scott was going off on the pitch. He steals third. So Evans on the walk. First and third with 2 men out. And we're back to where this inning began. Chance Green will bat for a second time in the 6th. He led off the inning with a single to left fields and advanced to second base on an error, one of 2 errors committed by Bison baseball in this half inning. That's why only 5 earned runs for Tim Dixon. Even if that 11th run does come in to score, it'll be unearned. This pitch is high, 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. An update out in Hastings. The Spuds and Sodbusters have been locked in a close battle all game long. And in the top of the 8th inning, the Casper Spuds have put up 2 runs to retake the lead. They were trailing 5-4, and now the Spuds lead at 6-5. In the top of the 8th inning, we'll see if the Hastings Sodbusters can mount another late inning comeback. Last night was a 1-run affair. The Spuds were able to win by a run. See if the Sodbusters can steal game 2 of that set and break that 19-game winning streak that the Spuds currently have. The 3-0 pitch finds the zone on Green. Now 3 balls and a strike. Bounced in the dirt. So back-to-back walks issued by Daniels. And the Sasquatch have them loaded with the top of the order. Matthew Gonzalez back up to the plate. Told you Daniels in his lone outing heading into this game did not record an out. And walked 4 batters in that frame that he came into pitch. Started off his outing today with a pair of walks. Still looking for his first out recorded as a pitcher. Misses high with a fastball. No movement from Scott at third base. Scott's at third, Evans is at second, Chance Green's at first. Matthew Gonzalez, who scored 3 runs today, hasn't driven in any out of the leadoff spot. He's got 1 hit in 4 tries, but he's reached base on a drop, third strike, and an error to go along with a single. And the pitch nearly takes off his head on a fastball up and in. Could be an eventful way to reach base for a new time if he's hit by a pitch. A drop, third strike, a single, an error. There's only, I think, 7 ways that you can reach first base. He's done 3 different ones. A hit by a pitch would be a 4th different one. This pitch is high, 3-0. A walk would do that as well. Trying to get all 7 in a game, perhaps. Counts 3-0 on Gonzalez, in danger of walking in a run with Danny Cook on deck. And it is a walk to Matthew Gonzalez. He's on base for a 4th time, a 4th different way. The RBI will bring home Chase Scott, pardon me. And the bases are going to remain loaded, with Danny Cook set to come up. But before that, another meeting on the mound. So the Sasquatch, after putting up 23 runs in yesterday's game, they've put up 11 so far here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And in a game that was cruising along pretty well heading into this half inning, of course, thanks in large part due to the pitching in the top half of every frame by Jordan Bowman. Game has slowed down here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Mason Daniels is struggling with command. He's come into the game and walked each of the first 3 he's faced. Danny Cook with the bases loaded. A single to go along with a pop out, a fly out, and a ground out. So a 1-for-4 day for Danny Cook. He also scored a run in the 1st. Looks at strike 1. The Sasquatch have been living with the bases loaded in the first 2 games of this series. Feels like almost half their at-bats have been coming with the bases loaded. They had them loaded quite a bit yesterday. Almost every inning, they at least loaded the bases at one point. Today, they've loaded them about half of the innings so far. Daniels gets ahead of a hitter now, Danny Cook. Count is 1-2. He hits the inside corner with the fastball, 1 strike away from ending this half inning. The 1-2. Sails outside, goes back to the screen. 12 guys coming up in this half inning for the Sasquatch. They've scored 6 runs in the frame. High for ball 3. In danger of walking a 4th straight, Patrick Rakes is due up next. Here's the 3-2. That's inside. It is a 4th straight walk issued by Daniels. Another RBI will go for Danny Scott. Brinkley Evans trots in from 3rd. Moving to 3rd is Chance Green. Gonzalez now stands at 2nd. Danny Cook at 1st, and Patrick Rakes at the dish. Rakes looks at ball 1. 3-for-4 day for Patrick Rakes. A pair of singles and a double. 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. His 2-run double came earlier in this half inning. Looks at a pitch there on the outside corner to even the count. Sasquatch have 5 hits in this inning, and they've scored 7 runs. 2 errors committed by Bison baseball as well in the frame, as Daniels cannot find the zone. Misses again to make it 2-1. Nobody loosening right now in the bullpen for Bison. He's got to figure this out himself. I mean, you can just tell some of the body language out in center field. I can see Nick Golden's hands on his knees. He was waiting. He's just praying a ball in play. It'll come here on a ground ball to second. This could do it. Kang bobbles it, throws to first, and the marathon inning is finally over. First out of the season recorded by Mason Daniels. And the Sasquatch bring home 7 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And they will carry a 12-0 lead into the 7th inning with a new pitcher on the mound.
Orthopedics and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger. Getting better. Getting you back to your best self. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
What a day for Jordan Bowman. 6 innings pitched. He allows just 1 hit, 2 walks, doesn't allow a run, strikes out 6. Needs just 68 pitches to cruise through 6 innings of work. And the Sasquatch will go to the bullpen, and it'll be Nolan Walfelt into the game for the Sasquatch. We'll take a look at what he's done so far this season. Joined the team just a few weeks ago, right out of high school. Yet to play a game yet in college. 3 innings pitched. He's given up 2 runs, a 1 whip. Both of those runs he's given up earned. No strikeouts to this point. He's hit 1 batter and walked 1 batter. But he's been pretty good out of the bullpen, and he'll try to pick off where Jordan Bowman left off. First pitch misses to Aiden Hall. Quickly 2-0. Hall, Vincent, and Golden hoping for a new pitcher on the mound, and they finally get it. Jordan Bowman, he probably could have gone another frame, only 68 pitches, but perhaps maybe trying to rest him up for a weekend game. As these two teams will play again tomorrow night, 6:05, and then they'll have, Sasquatch will have Thursday and Friday off before playing again Saturday and Sunday. Two balls and 2 strikes to Hall. Fly out and a strikeout on the day for the third baseman. Lined in left center field. That'll be the second hit of the ball game for Bison baseball as it gets down in front of Patrick Rakes. Hit hard off the bat of Aiden Hall. And a leadoff single. So Alec Vincent's day is done. Mason Tassano comes in as a pinch hitter in the beer batter spot in the order. Vincent was 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a pop out. Sodbusters are down to their final 2 outs out in Hastings, trailing 7-5. We'll let you know as soon as that game goes final. A game the Sasquatch are keeping their eyes on. And a win for the Spuds would make it 20 games in a row that they have won. This is fouled back to the screen for strike 2. Nolan Walfelt's hoping his first strikeout of the season comes to a beer batter. A little bit extra to go along with it. Facing against Mason Tassano, who is 1 for 5 on the season in limited time. Tassano calls time. His one hit was a double. And yesterday he appeared as a pitcher. Swings and misses. There is the first strikeout of the summer for Nolan Walfelt. And he sets down Mason Tassano for a beer batter strikeout. 1 out. And the lefty, Nick Golden, now. Golden looks at a first pitch inside. Single and a flyout for Golden on the day. He looks at ball 2. Well, it's casino night, and because of the odds and all of that stuff, I'll throw something out there, whether you're superstitious or not. I mentioned it already once this season when the Sasquatch had a game where they hadn't allowed any runs to that point. And shortly thereafter, the Sasquatch did give up the first run of the game. So I'm not going to use the word, but scoreboard tells the story. The Bison have been left off of the scoreboard here in the top of the 7th inning, and the Sasquatch have not done that for a full 9 innings this season. Grounded to the right side, able to avoid the ball is Aiden Hall. Single to right field off the bat of Nick Golden puts first and second with 1 away. This will be Isaiah Branch now to bat. Left fielder today, ground out and a strikeout on his line. Strike 1 on Brandt. Brandt entering today, he was 1 for 4. Now falls to 1 for 6 on the season. Misses high. The throw over to first. They nearly got him. A sliding play by Chase Scott. He applied the tag to Nick Golden, who was trying to get back to the bag. And they almost catch the trailing runner. A good, strong throw behind the plate by Chance Green, who's already caught a runner stealing today. Almost came away with a nice back pick there for the second out. Pitch up and in. Brandt able to evade. Three balls and 2 strikes on Brandt. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Nolan Walfeltz. After a bit of a technical difficulty, pausing for a few seconds, we come back just in time for a strikeout. 2 away in the inning, still first and second. And Jackson Takahashi to bat. I was mentioning as well, Nolan Walfeltz is the brother of one of our interns here on staff. This is actually not Jackson Takahashi. It's Dayton Francis who's coming up to pinch hit. But Sean Walfelt is our great photographer here on staff. All the pictures we use on our broadcasts, the headshots, the action shots, those are all courtesy of Sean. All those shots you see on social media, on our player graphics, all sorts of things like that. All thanks to his work here at the ballpark, and hopefully a scoreless inning would be thanks to the work of his brother, Nolan Walfelt, on the mound. 2 strikeouts in the frame. Jackson Takahashi out of the game. Dayton Francis pinch hitting. Chops one to second base. It's bobbled by Gonzalez, but it rolls. Or pardon me, bobbled by Bachman. It rolls right to Gonzalez at shortstop. Able to step on the bag to end the inning. A 7th-0 put up by Sasquatch pitching and a 12-0 lead as it's time to stretch here at the ballpark with the Sasquatch comfortably in front.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
It's Ryan Bachman who leads off the bottom of the 7th. It's Bachman, Marcial, and Green, the scheduled 3, going up against Mason Daniels, who's back out there. Looks at a first pitch high. So Alec Vincent was pitch hit for. And taking over the catching duties will be Mason Tasano. And then over at first, Jackson Takahashi pinch hit for. So his day is done as well, and it'll be Dayton Francis, the new first baseman. One and one on Bachman. Bachman has reached base each of his first 4 times today. 2-run single, reached on an error, hit by pitch, and then another single that came in the 6th inning. Everybody batted in that 6th inning. The Sasquatch sent 13 guys to the plate in that frame, scoring 7 runs on 5 hits. Bachman powers this one in the air to center field, high and deep. Golden is going back on the track. It's over his head, up against the wall. Ryan Bachman will cruise into second base, on base for a 5th time. And the first extra base hit of the day for Ryan Bachman is a leadoff double to begin the 7th. Daniel struggled to say the least since he came into the game. He walked the first 4 guys he faced. All of those came with the bases loaded as well. Or pardon me, no. The last 2 of those came with the bases loaded. First 2 ended up loading the bases, and then 2 more walks brought home 2 more runs. Before finally a ground out ended his appearance. Working now on Javier Marcial, who's been on base 3 out of 4 times. He hits one in the air to center field. This is right at Golden. He makes the catch, and Bachman will not tag. Hard hit ball. Fly out to center field for Javier Marcial. 1 away. So here's Ben Green, another guy who's been on base 3 out of 4 times today. Single, a walk, a ground out, and a double. For Green, his double brought home 2 runs. That came in the 6th inning. Hard hit ball into right center field. Ben Green's terrific 2024 summer with the Sasquatch continues. He's ahead now 2-0. Daniels able to find the zone a little bit better through those first 2 at-bats, but now he falls behind Green. Three 0. Bottom part of the order is coming up after Green. This is the 6th spot in the order. Got Chase Scott on deck. Four-pitch walk to Green. Sasquatch will have first and second with 1 man out for Chase Scott. So Scott got his first extra base hit with the Sasquatch in his 2nd game played. Yesterday was his first. Went 1 for 7 with a single. Scored a run last night. And then today drove in his first run on the RBI double in the 6th inning and also came around to score in the frame. Getting an opportunity with a couple guys getting some extra rest on the Sasquatch team. Scott with a 2nd straight appearance. Yesterday as a DH, today playing first. One. 2-1. Blooped, right side. Kang going out from second base. He won't get there. Falls in front of Meyer and right. Everybody moves up 90 feet. It's a base hit for Chase Scott, his 2nd of the day. And once again, the bases are loaded for the Sasquatch. Feels like it's a recurring theme in this series. Bases being loaded for Spearfish at the dish, and Bison baseball is going to keep the infield back here in a 12-0 ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Brinkley Evans will get a shot with the bases loaded. Looks at ball 1 inside. We do have a Squatch Dog challenge going on along the first base line, and the longer these innings last, the better it is for our Squatch Dog contestant, who is Ben Tate's brother. I don't have a first name on him, but that's all I know about our contestant today. He is the brother of Ben Tate, a player here on the Sasquatch team. And he is attempting to go through the Squatch Dog challenge, which is, see if my memory can serve me here, 5 quarter-pound Squatch dogs, which are hot dogs covered in bacon bits and all sorts of other top-on items. You got to eat all 5 of those, and they're in a plate of nachos, surrounded by a plate of nachos. You got to get through all the nachos. And then you got to eat a little cup of ice cream after that. And you have from the start of the bottom of the 7th inning, which just started, till the 9th inning to conclude it, however long that takes. Or actually, it's not even just the 9th inning. It's till the end of the ball game, but in today's case, it'll be the 9th inning. It's an RBI walk for Brinkley Evans there on 4 pitches. Brings home Ryan Bachman. Bases are loaded. Ben Green, Chase Scott. And Chance Green looks at ball 1. So maybe we'll keep you updated with what's going on along the Squatch Dog Challenge. Yesterday, despite a lopsided score in the 8th inning, of course, every 8th inning where the Sasquatch load the bases is a little bit more nerve-wracking. If you don't know, a grand slam in the 8th inning, a lucky fans get $10,000. There's a lot of things going on here at the ballpark. All the more reason for you to come out to a game if you haven't been here for the summer. It's going to be hot this weekend. There's not a lot of games left on the calendar for the Sasquatch in terms of home games left this summer. So if you haven't been able to make it out here, you're running out of time to come watch some Sasquatch baseball. Chance Green foul tips this one into the mitt. certainly want to bookmark those series on the back end of the year. Against the Casper Spuds and against the Fremont Moo, those games more than likely are going to feel and play like playoff games, with the Sasquatch going to be in contention more than likely for a playoff spot. Those games should be fun to watch. We encourage you to look out for those on the calendar and buy your tickets. We also had, if you did not hear, because of the fireworks night being delayed on July 2nd and ultimately canceled, that fireworks night has been rescheduled, as this pitch is popped foul. That'll be on July 27th, and I believe we already had one scheduled on the 26th. So we'll have back-to-back fireworks nights, July 26th and 27th. And if you are still looking to exchange that ticket, I believe you can exchange your ticket for that new fireworks date. Here comes the full count pitch. Green fouls it off, back to the screen. The bases are loaded here with Mason Daniels on the mound. It's the catcher Chance Green at the dish. With Ben Green at third, Jay Scott at second, and Brinkley Evans at first base. And the Sasquatch leading 13-0. 3-2. It is bounced to the left side. It's backhanded by Field. They'll throw to second, get one. The throw to first is late. Not in time. It's an RBI fielder's choice for Chance Green. That will score Green. Ben Green, that is. And another run on the board for Spearfish. It's 14-0.
Now batting for the Spearfish Sasquatch, number 11, Matthew Gonzalez.
Back to the top of the order in Matthew Gonzalez. Series out in Hastings. It's been close every game, and today, another nail-biter. The Spuds currently lead the Sodbusters 7-5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Sodbusters have put the first two guys on, first and second, with nobody out, and the tying run is batting against Josh Phillips on the mound for Casper, trying to lock down a 20th straight win for the Spuds, while the Sodbusters will try to mount a miraculous comeback and come away with a win. Keep you updated with everything going on in that ball game. Looks like another base hit has loaded the bases to make them loaded with nobody out. This pitch is high. Gonzalez batting here with runners on the corner. Scott at third, Chance Green at first. 2 outs in the inning and a 14-0 Sasquatch lead. 14 runs on 14 hits for Spearfish. Up and in. Chance Green thought it hit him. Did it hit him? It did hit him. So Gonzalez is hit by a pitch. Bases are loaded once more. And now they'll go out and talk things over with Daniels on the hill. Command has just not been there today for Mason Daniels. Struggled in his first outing of the summer with the command, and today, same story. He will depart. New pitcher is coming in. We'll update you with everything you need to know when we come back. Sasquatch in front 14-0.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Sports performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Danny Cook bats with the bases loaded. And Joel Beaver's first pitch is inside, ball one. Beaver taking over from Mason Daniels, who departs with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Beaver trying to wiggle out of the jam with just the 2 runs in the inning. None of these, of course, are his responsibility, but he'd like to strand them. This is his second game so far as a pitcher. In his previous 1 outing, he pitched 2/3 of an inning, didn't allow a run, gave up 1 hit, struck out a batter as well. He's ahead of Cook 1-2. Line into center field. There's a base hit. Scott will score. Behind him is Chance Green. He will score. It's a 2-run single now for Danny Cook. Gonzalez moves to second, and the Sasquatch now lead at 16-0. Make it a 3 RBI day for Danny Cook. Second run scored for Chance Green, and the second run scored for Chase Scott. Both those runs charged to Daniels as Rakes fouls the pitch off. The last runner that's his responsibility is Matthew Gonzalez, who's standing at second base. Update out in Hastings. They've tied the game 7-7 against Josh Phillips in the 9th inning. And they've got the winning run now at third base with 1 out. As Rakes pops this pitch up foul. See if Phillips can wiggle out of the jam. He just got the strikeout for the second out of the inning. 2 outs, runner on third, and a big spot coming up out in Hastings. I'll let you know if anything changes. Rakes hits one in the air, high and deep to right center field, but it'll hang up there for Meyer in right center to make the catch and end the inning. 4 more runs for the Sasquatch. They lead at 16-0 through 7.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
So Walfelt goes just 1 inning, and now they will turn it over to their best reliever in Aiden Torpy, who's been about as dominant as you could possibly imagine for the Sasquatch this season. He's pitched 19 innings, a 3-1 record, a 1.89 whip, or pardon me, a 1.89 ERA, the .94 whip. He's got 4 saves as well this season, and take this, in 19 innings, 27 strikeouts to just 3 walks. Opponents are batting .205 against him on the season. And you'll get a look at his windup as well if you've never seen him before. He's got a deceptive sidearm delivery from the right side of the mound. And that helps him get a lot of swings and misses, but also just a lot of strikes looking. Josh Meyer looks at ball 1 from Torpy. Over Torpy's last 14 innings pitched, he has 4 saves. He's allowed just 2 earned runs over that stretch, and he's got 24 strikeouts to just 2 walks over that 14-inning span. So a 1.28 ERA. He's been even better over his last 14 innings and has quickly become the most trusted guy in the back end of the bullpen for the Sasquatch. He will work the 8th inning. And I believe we will see Lane Syme in the 9th, who is beginning to throw in the Sasquatch bullpen. Could get a first appearance from him. Looking for the final 3 outs. Aiden Torpy, though, will first work through the 8th. 8-9-1 in the order. And Meyer continually late on the fastball. Aiden Torpy, if you look at the numbers, you probably wouldn't believe, but he has just begun the sidearm delivery. About 3 months ago is when he switched over to this delivery. And he hits Josh Meyer. Loses command of the pitch there to lead off the inning. Very uncommon from Torpy to lose control like that, but with how good he's been, you wouldn't think it's been such a short amount of time for him to make that adjustment, but he has changed the delivery and makes him so tough to hit. That fastball rides in on the hands of righties so well and gets a lot of jam balls that wind up as weak contact outs. Talon Fields bats with a runner on and nobody out here in the 8th. 9th spot in the order. Don't forget on base for his first time. Takes outside. Ground out and a fly out for Field today. Only 3 hits as a team for Bison baseball. All singles. Golden has 2 of them. Aiden Hall has 1. It's in there for a strike. Mid to high 80s fastballs from Aiden Torpy. Usually sits maybe 87, 88. Can get up to 90 at times. 1-1. Chopped weakly to Torpy. He'll pinwheel and go to second. They get 1 there, and that's all Gonzalez will get. No relay throw over to first as Meyer's slide helps break up a double play. Fielder's choice. Field reaches. 1 out in the inning. And back to the top of the order we go with Ethan Kang. Kang a pop out and a pair of flyouts on the day. Looks at strike 1. When we talked to Nolan Ackerman a couple weeks ago, he talked to us about how he had a tough time as a catcher picking up the delivery of guys like Aiden Torpy. It's in there for a strike and no throw down to second base. Nobody was covering Talon Fields over at first as they are content to let him swipe second. Torpy focused on the batters. The delivery tough to pick up just even as a catcher. Can imagine how hard it would be as a hitter, having to figure out whether to swing or not in less than a second. Counts 0-2 here on Kang. Outfield playing pretty shallow on the leadoff hitter. Chopped weakly to the left side. Gonzalez charging in from short. The throw to first. Another nice defensive play by Matthew Gonzalez. Doesn't matter if he's at second or short. Same thing for Gonzalez. A nice play retires Kang on the ground out. 2 outs in the inning. Moving to third is Talon Fields. And Alex Everson's spot in the order will be pinch hit for Colin Klein-Saucer. Will pinch hit. Everson was 0 for 3 before this. He'll give way to Klein-Saucer, who looks at strike 1, an even count. 3 games played for Klein Saucer heading into today. He was 2 for 12 with 3 RBIs. Late on the fastball, fouls it off. Along the right side, seeing a lot of balls go in that direction off the bats of Bison hitters. They can't seem to barrel up the fastball. A couple weak ground balls in the inning as well. And now Torpy trying to finish off the 8th. His 1-2 pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All zeros to this point for Sasquatch pitching, starting off with Jordan Bowman, 6 strong innings. Nolan Walfeld pitched the 7th cleanly. Gave up a couple of hits, but left them stranded. Torpy trying to work through the 8th. His 2-2 is swung on and missed. Pulls the string on a breaking ball, picks up the strikeout to finish the frame. Pinch hitter Colin Kleinsasser goes down on strikes. An 8th straight 0 by Sasquatch pitching. And as we head to the bottom of the 8th, the Sasquatch lead this one 16-0.
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes. At our clinic locations throughout the region. And at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us. Working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger. Getting better. Getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Here for whatever moves you.
Venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota. You'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Ryan Bachman leads off the bottom of the 8th. And he swings and misses on a first pitch outside. Bachman's been on base all 5 times today. Couple hits, 3 of them, an error and a hit by pitch as well. Bounces this ball weakly to the first base side. Flip over to first. 1 up and 1 down in the 8th. An update out in Hastings. The Sodbusters tied the ball game like we mentioned, 7-7 in the bottom of the 9th inning, but Spuds were able to wiggle out of it just with those 2 runs given up, and so it went into extra innings. That's where we are right now in a 10-7 ball game. Casper Spuds have scored 3 in the top of the 10th, and they are still threatening for more with a runner on third and still nobody out in the frame. So the Sodbusters will have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 10th. They'll be trailing by at least 3 runs. They'll need another late comeback if they're going to win this ball game and put an end to this 19-game winning streak. 3-0 the count on Marcial. I don't have the numbers or the history knowledge of the ILB to know what the longest winning streak is, but I'd imagine 19 games has got to be up there near the top, if not the top. Marcial taking the whole way. Doesn't move his bat. And he looks at ball 4 straight balls. 3rd time Marcial has walked today. 1 out base runner for the Sasquatch. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the Sasquatch and Bison will be back in action. Another 6:05 ball game here at the ballpark. That'll be the final game of 3 straight between these two teams before a couple days off for the Sasquatch. It's another pitch nowhere close to Ben Green. Green's had himself a pretty good day. 2 hits, a single, and a double. He's also walked twice to go along with a ground out. On base 4 of 5 times, looks at strike 1. He scored 2 runs today, and he's driven in 3. Certainly with 16 runs on the board, there's a lot of offensive options that could be deemed player of the game, but with the way Jordan Bowman pitched, Luis De Los Santos earned player of the game yesterday for his 5 innings of shutout ball, and I think Jordan Bowman's 6 innings of shutout ball will likely earn him a player of the game nod as well today. 1-2. Fouled off. Joel Beaver, who's still on the mound right now for Bison baseball, will likely be the last pitcher in the ball game that they will use. These are the last swings for the Sasquatch with no bottom of the 9th, assuming the Sasquatch do hold on to win this one in the top of the inning. Counts even at 2-2. That's in there for strike 3. Green is down looking on a pitch at the top of the zone. So the second out in the frame. And Chase Scott will get a chance. So Chase Scott hits in his last 2 trips, a double and a single. 2 for 5 day for Scott. 1 RBI and 2 runs scored for the first baseman. Just gets a piece of that and fouls it back to the screen. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, what the Bison baseball team will have as their final chance. Aiden Hall, Mason Tassano, and Nick Golden will be the 3 that will face either Aiden Torpy or perhaps Lane Syme. As Scott waves and misses there. Ball 2 strikes. If it is Syme, it'll be his first appearance as a pitcher this summer. Looking forward to seeing that, if that is in fact what happens. 1-2. In the air, left center fields. Golden drifting over towards the gap, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. Sasquatch go down quietly in the 8th. Last chance for Bison baseball. Top of the 9th with the Sasquatch in front 16-0 when we come back. First, we got the Squatch 400.
Cody, thank you so much. We got the Squatch 400 presented by Tim Lizzie right now. I got a Bigfoot, Chewbacca, Yeti, and Sasquatch. Are my runners ready? My crowd ready? Ready, set, go!
Health, orthopedics, and sports medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines to support our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to make an appointment. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road.
Aiden Hall looks at strike one to begin the ninth inning. Last chance for Bison baseball. It is Aiden Torpy who's still back out there on the mound, so we will not get to see the first pitching appearance for Lane Syme. Probably for the best to keep your pitcher out there, your most dominant guy, and Aiden Torpy will hopefully lock this one down, giving the Sasquatch a 22nd win of the season. 3 pitches and a strikeout to begin the inning. Aiden Hall is down on strikes. 1 up and 1 down. Bison baseball down to their final 2. With this 9th inning, the Sasquatch might finish this ball game up before the Casper Spuds and Sodbusters finish theirs. More than likely, that will be the case. And now we don't have anybody coming up right now. Mason Tassano spot. And he will now bat. Despite that game over there in Hastings starting 30 minutes before this one, Sasquatch might be able to lock this one down, get their 22nd win of the season, and barring a 5-run comeback in the bottom of the 10th inning for the Sodbusters. After today, the Sasquatch will be in second place in the ILB, controlling their own destiny down the stretch with a chance to keep the winning ways going and perhaps find themselves in the ILB Championship Series, where they would be taking on the Casper Spuds in the first week of August. Of course, a long way to go until they get there. But a win like this and continuing the wins helps them out. 23 runs yesterday, 16 more today, so make it 39 runs across 16 innings of offense for the Sasquatch. This is fouled back towards the Sasquatch dugout. Micah Coleman and Micah Wallet have seen enough. They were sitting out there, and now they'll retreat into the dugout. He's ahead of Tassano here 0-2 after a 3-pitch strikeout to Aiden Hall. Here comes the 0-2, and that's outside. Just off the edge, 2-2. This is the middle part of the order. On deck is Nick Golden's spot in the order, but he is not the one who's in the on-deck circle. We'll see a pinch hitter. It's just off the edge there now. Full count. I don't have an update on the Squash Dog Challenge, but we've got maybe 3 more minutes for him to complete it, and I don't think he will. Swing and a miss. Tassano's down on strikes, and the Bison baseball are down to their final out. Stick around as soon as this game is over for our GP Local postgame show. I'll wrap this one up and look ahead to tomorrow. And we'll bring up, hopefully, our player of the game. It's Bryce Gamble who comes in as the pinch hitter. So, yeah, stick around for the GP Local postgame show. Hopefully, it'll be Jordan Bowman who will join us. Ground ball. This is through the left side, a base hit. So Gamble comes off the bench, a pinch hit single, and that's only the 4th hit of the game for Bison baseball pitchers, or pardon me, Bison baseball hitters. And now the last hope will turn over to Isaiah Brett. And I think the Sasquatch team is trying to stall here for time. Aiden Torpy's looking over there. He's trying to figure out how much time he'd have to stall for. He's trying to give him a chance to finish the Squash Dog Challenge, but I don't even want to think about what's going on along the first base line as he tries to wolf this down in maybe 10, 15 seconds. See how long this game continues, but doesn't look like it'll be much longer from now as the first pitch is in there for a strike to Isaiah Brent. Sasquatch trying to lock down a 16-0 win. Blooped, right side. Ryan Bachman won't get it. It drops in front of Marcial. The throw down to second base gets away from Gonzalez, and it'll go all the way to the screen. Gamble will stop at second base. And Brent's single will extend the ball game a little bit longer. First and second was still 2 men out. Did that ball go into the dugout? I think it did. Yep, it went out of play. So both runners will get an extra 90 feet as the ball went out of play. Now second and third with 2 men out, and Aiden Torpy trying to finish this ball game off. Even with 2 outs in the ball game, I won't use the word, but the Sasquatch, if they do get 1 more out and Gamble doesn't score, they'll do something they haven't done this season. Aiden Torpy is trying to finish off what's been a great performance by Sasquatch pitching today. Jordan Bowman, 6 innings. Nolan Walfelt, 1. Aiden Torpy trying to go the final 2 and continue a streak of zeros on the board. Second and third, 2 men out. Dayton Francis. Last hope for the Bison. He takes strike 1. Francis came in as a pinch hitter for Jackson Takahashi, and he grounded out on a ball up the middle. Torpy's 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's high, 2 balls and a strike. Big day of baseball around the ILB in general, as the Hastings Sodbusters are off to, the Sodbusters and Spuds continue their action tomorrow night out in Casper. That game is still out in Hastings. And the Fremont Moo start their series against the Nebraska Prospects. Meanwhile, the Sasquatch will finish off a 3-game set to begin the week against the Bison. 3-1 pitch. It's chopped foul, and Bison baseball is down to their final strike. Jordan Bowman in line for the win. Tim Dixon in line for the loss. Aiden Torpy won't get a save regardless of how this game finishes out, but he can give the Sasquatch the win with 1 more pitch. The 3-2. In the air, left field. In comes Patrick Rakes, and it falls in front of him for a base hit. 1 run will score. The throw to the plate, and they're going to get Isaiah Brandt trying to score, and that is the ball game. An eventful end of the ball game. The shutout is broken up on the last play of the game. It would have been their first shutout of the season. It's not. Instead, it's a 16-1 Sasquatch victory, as Dayton Francis breaks it up with an RBI single to end the ball game, but a good throw in left field by Patrick Rakes finishes this one out. 16-1 is the final. The Sasquatch improve to 22-13, while the Bison fall to 0-5 on the season, and more than likely, the Sasquatch will find themselves in sole possession of second place in a few minutes after that game in Hastings wraps up. Sasquatch win it. And stick around for the GP Local post-game show. We'll have a player up here for an interview, and then we'll say goodbye from Black Hills Energy Stadium. GP Local post-game show is coming up when we return.
Be fucking real, man. Come on. Be fucking real, man. Come on.
Post-game show. I'm joined alongside Jordan Bowmans, today's player of the game for the Sasquatch. Jordan, your first start in quite some time. Back on June 20th was your first start, or your last start before today's outing. How'd it feel to be back out there on the mound getting the ball to start?
Oh, it felt great. I was super excited, so I was really looking forward to it.
Well, for you, everything seemed to be working for you on the mound, especially the fastball. You got 6 strikeouts, 6 innings, only 1 hit allowed. What was working so well for you?
Just being able to get ahead of hitters and work around them, so that was my best part of the game today.
Well, I mentioned on the broadcast, you guys really control your own destiny at this point. You guys keep winning games. With a win today, the Sodbusters presumably are falling behind here. The Spuds, that game's probably over at this point. You guys control your own destiny. How does it feel there in the dugout as you're approaching these games, knowing keep winning in the playoffs or in the future?
Yeah, it feels great. All the energy is super pumped up. You know, team's having a great time. We're all like super close together, so it's been great. Like the chemistry is just keeping us going and keeping it rolling.
And not only are you a pitcher, but you'll probably find yourself in the lineup either tomorrow or in these next couple of days. When the offense is firing like they are right now, 23 runs yesterday, 16 runs today, how fun is that in the dugout when everybody's getting hits and the vibes are good?
Oh, it's super awesome, you know, like just not having to worry about have to put up more runs on the board. You know, the offense is just rolling, so it's been great.
Well, Jordan, thanks so much for joining us here on the GP Local Postgame Show. Congratulations on the win, and Sasquatch win this one. 16-1 is the final score. You can join us tomorrow night for the third and final game of this 3-game set to open up the series. For everyone here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, for Stephen Hogenkamp, I'm Ari Wall. Thanks so much for joining us, and we hope to see you tomorrow night. Have a great night.